Hey, I'm John Greaves III. I'm the founder of Garage Gym Life, and you guys know that I love checking out new home gyms, and I love talking to the athletes who train in those home gyms. And that is why I am pleased to have as my guest today, Jose Gonzalez. And Jose is a powerlifter. He's a former bodybuilder, and he's going to give us a tour of this huge home gym setup that he's got. You guys do not want to miss it, and we'll check that out right after this. Jose, hey, my man, thanks for having us in your home and showing us around. I know that you're getting over COVID, so I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, recovering. Thanks for having me in your channel. I've been following it for a while. It's pretty cool, so thanks for the invite.
Man, I really do appreciate you saying that. That's the kind of stuff that encourages me to keep going and keep doing what I'm doing. So I don't want to waste a lot of time, though, because like I said, you've got a huge home gym with a whole lot of stuff. So let's just go ahead and check it out. How big is it? What's your square footage?
That's a good question. Like, it's basically 2/3 of my basement. My house is a 2,600 square foot new construction. So basically I'm probably a little bit under that.
So it's about the entire size of the house. Okay. The thing is that with a garage, sometimes, you're limited on space, but with a basement, you don't have those same constraints, except you have to work around the stairs. So are your stairs in a spot where they get in the way, or are they off to one side?
Actually, that was one of my problems when building my home gym. Like, as you know, Rogue sells really big stuff and they come fully assembled. So yeah. I couldn't get those pretty nice pieces of equipment because I couldn't get them to my basement because my stairs are not straight down. They are like, you need to turn around to get
of course
to the basement. I have high ceilings, probably 8-foot ceilings. Okay. So at least that can get me with the power racks and stuff. So I don't have to trim them down or anything like that. So that's been helpful.
Well, that's good because I've talked to several people who've had this problem. They get their stuff downstairs and they find out that they don't have enough clearance. And now You're like, well, what am I supposed to do? I have to take it back up the stairs or whatever. So I'm glad that it worked out for you. So let's go ahead. Let's not waste any time. I know people want to check this thing out. So what do you want to show us first?
Okay, so here just going to give you a quick overview of my basement gym. So as I was saying before, it was a new construction. So I've been kind of like working also in finishing the basement. I'm glad I didn't go with drop ceiling. So I just spray painted the basement black because of the height clearance.
Oh, you gotta have the Princess Castle.
Of course, I had to have the Princess Castle. That's why I couldn't get this space with equipment, because this is basically gonna be like a movie room where I can spend time with my daughter and my family.
So did this was new construction. So did you build it specifically so that it would be a family room and your gym at the same time?
No, I really didn't think that I was going to have a home gym because I bought the house 3 months before the pandemic started. Okay. And my wife and I were talking about having a home gym in the future. I never imagined it was going to be this big. I just thought maybe just a rack and some couple of dumbbells. But with time, like, I got more into the home gym community and I started just buying more stuff. Like, I started this in May 2020, so a little bit over 18 months. Yeah. So yeah, I've been kind of like slowly building it. Well, slowly to me, but it's going through a pretty fast pace.
All right, so let's check out that gun rack of yours. You've got a deadlift platform in front of it, but let's check out the gun rack first.
Yeah, I got a deadlift platform, deadlift jack. I used to have a DIY one, but I upgraded one to the Rogue. So this is my barbell wall with all my bars. To start with, I have the curl bar, the Rogue Cerakote curl bar, and then I have the Rogue Chan bar. Then I have the squat bar, then the power bar in stainless steel, the 20 kg. Then I have the Rogue deadlift bar in red Cerakote. Then we start with the Kabuki lineup with the Cadillac bar, the Duffalo bar, the deadlift PR Kabuki in blue Cerakote, and then the Transformer bar.
Which federation do you compete in powerlifting?
In USPA.
Okay, so that's why you got the Kabuki deadlift bar, because that is specifically the bar that they prefer using on the platform. So
yeah, when I started looking into it, they didn't have the raw steel or the black oxide.
Okay.
So that's why I went with the Cerakote. Plus, normally they rust really easily, so I decided to go with the Cerakote. Knurling is pretty good to be coated in Cerakote.
Nice,
but
yeah,
you can see the difference between the Rogue one and the Kabuki one.
What would you say is the main difference in terms of between the Rogue and the Kabuki deadlift bars? Because I have a Rogue deadlift bar, and I actually saw the first two Kabuki deadlift bars when they were unveiled. In fact, I got the first interview with Kyle from Kabuki, and he was explaining it. It's up on our YouTube channel. You guys can check that out by going right up there. And I got a pretty good breakdown of it. But what I don't know is how it compares to you, the Rogue to the Kabuki. How do you like them in terms of use?
So the Rogue one is stiffer, and the Kabuki one is more flexible. They don't like to use the term whip.
Yeah.
But they like the term flexible. So on their website, they say that it is more flexible, and you can really tell. There is not much of a difference between the Texas bar and the Kabuki one, unless you pull more than 600 pounds. Because of the whip or being more flexible, it can throw you off at the meet when you pull that much weight. It can pull you forward, or it can unbalance you because of how it's made.
Right, because it takes a little bit longer to come up off for the plates to come off the ground.
Yes.
And then, I got you. Okay, let's look at that transformer bar. A lot of people are familiar with it, but let's just check it out. What do you like about the transformer bar?
To be honest, I only use it for safety squat bars. It is really comfortable. I don't use the different levels, or I don't use it much for other stuff like front squat, goblet squat, hinge. Yeah. Because of my training or of my programming. When I was working with my older coach, he would program differences, and I would use a transformer bar for front squats or good mornings and other stuff. But right now, how my program is established, I don't use it for other things.
You mentioned, so we were talking about the deadlift platform. Let's check that out.
The framing comes like you need to assemble it. As you can see on the corners, there's like these brackets. So this is the one that keeps the post together. And then underneath, there's just two kind of like cross members that go to prevent it from moving when you are doing band work. And then underneath the mats are wood inserts just for additional support.
So right there, everybody can see like those are the pegs for bands and stuff. Is that why you decided to go with the Rogue deadlift platform?
Yes, at the beginning. I used to have a DIY, so it was a wood insert in the middle and then two horse stall mats cut for the sides. And then you can just buy the Titan pegs and then add them to that one. But I wanted, since I was operating most of my stuff, I decided to go with a nicer one because also like animals would leave where the wood is.
Yeah.
So since my daughter is 1 year old, and at that time she was really little, like I didn't want to have any other issues with that one. So I got this one. If I would do it differently, I wouldn't buy the mats, like the pads, the square ones, because I don't like how the seams are and kind of like.
Yeah, let's check the seams out. They look like it looks like the seams are a little bit separated.
Yeah, they're not totally together, so there's like a kind of a gap, as you can see. So the more you press onto when you are deadlifting, they will move.
Do you deadlift sumo?
Yep, I used to do conventional, but now that I do sumo, it bothers me more.
Oh yeah, I can see that, definitely. As soon as you said the mats move, I said, oh, you must deadlift sumo. Okay. I like that deadlift jack. That's actually the kind of deadlift jack that I'm looking to get when I upgrade mine, because I like that you can go both sides at the same time. It saves time, and then it also, you don't run the risk of deforming the bar if you use that kind of deadlift jack that you have. Now, everybody's gonna be mad at me if I don't tell you to go back over to your power rack, because I'm sorry, to your bench.
Competition.
Yeah, everybody, because I as soon as I looked at it, I said they're gonna want to talk about those rollers. So let's go straight to your rollers and let's talk about that, and then we'll talk about the bench itself.
So as you know, Ghost was bought by Rogue yesterday.
Yeah.
So now they kind of like deciding what are they gonna manufacture. So like, to be honest, I don't think they're gonna do any custom work. So I got these rollers custom. They took like 2 months to ship. So they have clear UHMW. They have the Mexico logo.
I see that. That's you in Mexico. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I have one green one and one red one over here to symbolize the Mexican flag.
Of course.
And then with composite rollers, since I'm using it in the home gym environment. And I also got the Buffalo blocks and another pair of Ghost rollers to install them on.
Okay, so yeah, let's check out the Buffalo blocks.
I have them over here. So this is like another standard pair, just black. And then I have the UHMW Buffalo blocks over here. Which I'm gonna install them in those, but I haven't. You only take 3 minutes to install them.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I get it. And so I really was glad when those came out, though, because when you're using like any kind of Buffalo bar, the Buffalo bar, it doesn't quite fit on normal J cups. So I'm glad that they actually made something like that. So how do you like your rack in general?
I was actually thinking in getting a Ghost HD combo rack instead of this bench press. I actually reached out to Ghost 2 months ago, and they said they were not taking any orders.
Because they're about to get bought.
I didn't know what was the reason. Like, actually on the website it says that they're not taking any orders. So I don't know. Like,
so
I was evaluating between combo racks and my current setup. Like, I would stay with my power rack. I would just get rid of this Monster Light competition bench press and get a combo rack. But due to all the research that I did, safety concerns, that they're like, Rogue actually recommends taking the safeties out when squatting because those are not meant for that. So since I'm trained alone, I don't think it makes sense to get a combo rack. So I think I'm just gonna stay with my current setup. I'm pretty happy with it for the price point and how sturdy it is just for benching, and like having a separate rack just for benching and to simulate competition. Like the bench is 17.5 inches tall, so that's perfect because that's the competition height.
That's what I was going to ask you too, is the bench competition height, or do you have to shim it? That's good.
It actually, you have 2 options. You can order it with the fat pad, or you can order it with the standard pad, and based on your decision, it ships with that same height. So they trim it at Rogue and then they send it to you, so it has the competition height that you need as per IPF standards.
Nice. Let's check out the back because I want to look at those monolift attachments.
So these are the new Rogue 2.0 monolifts. I used to have the 1.0s, but as you can see, the adjustments are from the outside. So you only have a couple of holes to play with to adjust them. Even if the monolift comes with 3 holes, like, the options are limited. So whenever you have a bench or a rack with west side spacing, hole spacing, that doesn't work. You don't get the advantage of that because the adjustments are from the side. And if you had the 1.0s, the ones that were before, you can adjust those as per the west side hold.
Gotcha.
But if you have a 1-inch rack, then that doesn't make a difference.
All right, so let's look at this this sled behind you. This
is the PowerTech leg press.
I'm showing you how old I am because I called it a leg sled. I'm just old, man. All right, so so the PowerTech leg press, how do you like that?
So it's pretty good. Like, this one is the one that I had for more time than like the Rhino or any other piece of equipment. So this was one of my first purchases because I was doing bodybuilding. So like leg work was pretty important to me. The footprint is awesome. Like, as I was saying before, I could get this to my basement. I really wanted a Rogue one, but it was not gonna make it to my basement.
Gotcha.
It is up to, you can load it up to 1,000 pounds. That's the rating. It has 4 horns. The only problem is that, let's say you wanna load plates in this position, in the middle position. It is gonna be difficult to load plates on the bottom horns
Okay.
Because of the
There's no
if you really
space.
have of the space to get them through between the horn and the upright.
Got you.
So you need to bring the foot plate down to this stopper so you can load the plates on the bottom. And also, if you have it all the way up, you will not be able to load plates on the bottom horn.
All right, so you just showed me the stopper, and I'm a big believer in safety when there's a leg press that's designed like that. So my first job out of college was at a public gym, and I remember people getting stuck on the leg press, and we'd have to go and unload all the weight because they were stuck because the stopper, they wouldn't set the stopper correctly. So is this kind of like, I don't want to say it's foolproof, but they have a stopper that's going to stop you and save you from yourself, right?
Yes, as you see, these are the hooks for the position of the foot plate. Yeah. And this is the safety stopper.
Okay. So you can't get pinned. Okay.
No.
Nice. Well, I guess maybe if you're tall enough, but nice. Okay.
Yeah, your legs will like get in a really uncomfortable position, but you will not get like crushed.
Okay. All right. Let's sorry. So what else you want to show me? I saw that power rack over there. Let's talk about that.
This is the main power rack. I attach a lat pull down with the weight stack.
Okay.
Just to save space if I want to put it in another place.
I see that you customized the weight stack too. Is that the Mexican flag again?
It's a decal from Plate Snacks. So
nice.
They can custom weight stacks. You just provide the design and they make it work. So it works pretty well.
Nice. That looks good, man. I love when people customize their home gym and make it like reflect their personality. So I absolutely love that you did that, man. Instead of just looking like generic. You can get generic if you go to a public gym. This is at your house. Make it look like it's yours, I love that.
And I also customize the nameplate on the top.
There you go. Look at that. Okay. All right. So one thing that I see here that more and more people are going to is the safety straps instead of the safety bars. But when you use the safety bars, it's a little bit like with a safety bar, if you fail the weight, as soon as it touches the bar, it stops, right? With these straps, there's a little bit of give before it saves you, right? So how hard is it for you to adjust it to find just the right spot? I'm assuming it's set for where you need it now, but how hard was it in the beginning to find the right spot so that it wouldn't get in your way, but then that it wouldn't be too low in case you needed to dump the weight or you got stuck at the bottom?
This was really an issue when I was benching because I was benching inside this power rack. Oh, okay. So it was kind of weird to get that position because as you can see that it has different heights.
Yeah.
So I don't it depends on the bar pass to see where it's going to land. And it's going to be difficult if I fail.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have a lot of slack for squats. If I push this down, it stays here.
Okay, nice. Okay.
So this is the position that it's going to be. So basically for squats, it can be anywhere as long as it's around parallel.
Right.
So you can fail. I haven't tested them since I haven't failed a squat. Knock on wood. But they are pretty stable and they work pretty well. I also have the safety pipe and the pin and pipe.
Yeah.
Because I used to do more like a conjugate training. So I would do pin presses, pin squats and all that stuff. Okay. So that would work as well.
Gotcha,
but it would cause wear on your bar. And these ones would protect your bar.
Okay. All right. So show me, move up a little bit on the rack on the left side. Yeah, up. No, up more. Just straight up in it. Yeah. I want to look at the pins. All right. So these pins right there, there's if you go to your left a little bit. Yeah, that's right there. Okay. So are those jammer arms?
Yes, these are the lever arms.
Okay.
And the handles all over here.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was looking at it, I said, what is that? All right, so the jammer arms. How much do you use that?
I don't use them at all. It depends on the programming. And sometimes my coach would program shoulder presses with lever arms. So I would do that. And then I would mix them up. But basically I thought that I would use them more with bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I did more because you can replicate any hammer strength machine, but with powerlifting, it's more competition specific. So basically, you cannot do a lot of things with them.
You guys in Ohio, you got like the big, well-equipped home gyms, man. I might need to move.
The problem is that there's no powerlifting gym in the area with competition place or anything like that. So it's kind of like, well, we need to build one to be able to train like with competition.
All right, so let's go to the let's go to your shelf. Let's see here. You got bodybuilding trophies. How long did you bodybuild?
I did bodybuilding for more than 10 years. And competitive bodybuilding I did for probably 2-3 years in a men's physique. And that's where my trophies are from. I only competed once and I won 3 first places and the overall. So at that point I was like, well, what's next?
I got you. Yeah. Okay. I did it. All right. Okay, cool. All right. So tell me about the attachments you have on that shelf. You already showed us the Duffalo bar attachments. So
this is like the tricep
dog bone
extension for triceps.
Okay.
And then this is the velocity base encoder that I use for training. So it basically tracks my speed of my main lifts. And then I can adjust my RPE based on the speed that it moves. How fast it moves. So it's just an encoder wrap into the bar, and then it just shows the speed of how fast you squat it or how fast you bench press or deadlift.
I see guys use that. Does it take some getting used to, because you've got something attached to your bar when you're using it?
Yeah.
It takes some getting used to?
Yes, and also you need data to be able to see or adjust according to what it shows. But once you use it, you get used to it pretty quickly.
Okay. All right. And is that I thought that was one of those Havoc attachments, but that's a Rogue lat pull down.
Yeah, it's
close
like
grip
a
handle.
Low row, like a neutral grip attachment for rows. And then I have the KG competition colors. I only use it for singles and competition use.
There's more stuff down on the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the hip thrust pad. I have the hip thruster pad on the back. And then just cleaning supplies, the rope, battle rope anchor. Another like landmine attachment for T-bar rows, and then the ab wheel.
Nice. All right. So let's check out this wall. You got the, is that the Matador?
Yeah, this is the Matador. On the back, I have the TC blocks and then the ab mat. And then like the solo pulley and the leg roller.
I really wanted one of those leg rollers, because it's like when you're trying to do stuff in the gym. So like there's certain things you want to try to do in the gym. And there's like, I'm always looking for a way. Okay, so I need to put my leg up on here, or I need to use something to like hold my leg down, while I'm doing this or that. And I love that leg roller. That works with west side spacing, right?
Yes.
All right. Or does it come in from the side like the other stuff?
It can go either way depending on how you want to use it. You can attach it on either side of the rack of the upright.
Nice. All right. And let's see here. And of course, you got a bunch of different. I noticed a banner that's not on your wall. I believe we might need to have an argument. Hold on.
I wanted to get one, but it's a basement gym. So if you make one that says basement gym,
my God, it's garage gym life. Actually, so you know what? I tell you what, I have got one that I haven't told anybody about. Well, only one other person has one, but I tell you what, when this is over, I will DM you on Instagram a picture of the one that I think that you might like that we have. It's a brand new design coming out. And because I have had other people say that, like, oh, well, I don't have a garage gym, it's a basement gym. And I'm like, it's called garage gym life because I have a garage gym and we had to call it something. But yeah, I definitely, well, for everybody who's watching this video, if it hasn't come out yet, it's coming soon, and you'll be able to see this. But I think I think you'll like it, man. So you got the dry erase board there. Is that basically where you put your workouts down?
Yep.
Do you write down, let's talk about philosophically, do you write down what you did, or do you write down what you want to do? You know what I mean? Like as far as the numbers go.
Basically, my programming is 50% RPE and 50% percentage wise. So based on the RPE that you see at like the first exercise, safety squat, bar squat, 1 at 7 RPE, This is like what I'm thinking of, like 400 pounds.
Okay.
And this workout is for tomorrow. So based on how my warm-ups feel, I can adjust this. But the ones that don't have the at RPE, those are like the 308 and the 88. I have like pounds and kg mixed up in here because I have both plates.
Right.
Normally I use pound plate for machines and like safety squat bar or specialty bars, and then I use kgs plates for main lifts, competition lift.
I'm asking you that because like you compete, so you have numbers that you're working up towards, and it's like you got to have something that's a frame of reference when you get to the meet. Like, okay, I've handled this much weight before. And so I was just curious, like how you programmed on a day-to-day basis because you're in meet prep right now.
Okay. Yeah. My maxes are squat is 502 pounds, bench is 320, and deadlifts is 601. Okay. I just hit that 1 month ago during training.
Nice.
So based on that, I adjust my RPEs and my training with my coach. But he's the driver of my program. Like I just follow it.
All right. So what else do you want to show me, man? This is an awesome gym.
This is the bench that I had before getting the competition one, and when I used to bench in the rack. To be honest, I don't like the fat pad because it gives you probably 5 more pounds to your bench because you sink in, and I didn't want to use that because I trained in for my older competition with this pad, and when I got to the meet and I used a standard pad, I couldn't lift what I was thinking.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it kind of
throw me off.
It's kind of like when people like bench with in training and they have like wraps on their elbows or they have elbow sleeves, and so they can bench more, and then they get to a meet and they can't wear the elbow sleeves, and now they can't do the same amount of weight, and they're like, what happened? It's like, well,
another big difference is training deadlifts or squats with pound plates or a power bar. That makes a huge difference when you get to the meet. It's normally kg plates are more difficult.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. Kilogram plates are heavier. They just are. So this is a very nice dumbbell rack. It starts at what weight and goes up to what weight?
So it is a 5 to 100 pound dumbbell rack. It's 5 to 60 in 5 pounds increments. And then it jumps to 70, 80, 90s, and 100s. So on the bottom, I have the 70, 80s, 90s, and hundos. And then I use the micro Gainz plates to jump between 5 pounds for the heavier ones. Like it didn't make sense to get the 75, 85, 95.
Oh yeah, of course. So some people may not have seen these. So can you show how they work? Just pick up, I don't care which dumbbell you use.
So basically if I grab the 70 pounds, they are like rubber, so they attach.
Oh, you know what? I was thinking about the plate mates. Those are, I like that.
And then you just carry it and it fits your hand perfectly.
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, do you still have enough space for your hand? Oh, that's good. Yeah, I like that. Look at that. All right. Look at that. I'm over here casually writing that down. All right. Order some.
It works more. The only issue that I have is that, as you can see, it has like a small, they are not totally rectangular. They're like circular. And the problem is that in these like kind of like hole, it falls down. So whenever you put your hand, you need to like kind of push it out. And sometimes it like bites your skin. It's just a matter of getting used to it. Once you start pressing and get them into position, it works perfectly. But it saves you hundreds of dollars.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So over here, I'm just gonna walk to the corner and start from there. So this is just my equipment. Rack. I like to lift in Jordans, and then I have
the J's.
Yeah, the Vivo Barefoots for deadlifts. And
how do you like the Vivo Barefoots?
I really like them. Like I had Notorious Lift. I had like 10 pairs of Notorious Lift. I got rid of them and I got Notorious. And I got the Vivo ones, and I really like them. They are perfect for my toes to spread out and for fit position. It doesn't have a lot of side support. But I really don't need it. It depends also like how wide you deadlift. Like for sumo, it might be a deal breaker, but for
Yeah.
conventional, or like if you are a narrow sumo deadlifter, it works perfectly. I think
So
you
you
should
must,
try
so
that.
you're a narrow sumo deadlifter then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because
my feet
mine's
are
a little bit wider. So I use the barefoot, the
okay.
barefoot shoes. And I have just for walking around, I have a pair of the Zeros, but I never tried the Vivos. That's why I was asking like how you like them.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do like them. I actually have a black pair on the way.
Nice. Okay. Well, I see you got your wrist wraps and your belt.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Nice.
These are my main knee sleeves. I have a medium and a small. The small for competition use.
Of course, yeah.
But I used to have SBDs, as you can see, but these are not in use anymore.
So you just you switch to the Inzers. What do you like about the Inzers versus the SBDs?
That I don't know, but they help me. I don't know if what it is, but it helps with my knee cape.
Okay.
And I also feel like I feel like more supported in when I squat.
So what used to irritate me, I have a pair of SBDs and I barely wear them. And because they used to bunch up in the back when if I was doing multiple reps in the squat, for example, then it will bunch up in the back. And it felt like it was like they were almost moving on me, like they weren't in the same spot when I finished the set. And they were tight, but it's just like they just felt weird. So I understand what you mean. Once you find that set of knee sleeves that works for you, you got to like you want to buy 20 of them because what if they stop making it, So yeah, I got you.
Yeah, they are. Actually, the SBDs kind of like hug your knee. Yeah. And these ones kind of like protect more support. You don't feel like your knee is being hugged by something, but it's, I don't know, it feels like more support on your knee.
Nice. Okay. And let's see here. You got the glute ham developer. All right.
This is the 2.0 Abraham, and then I have the reverse Z hyper.
Okay.
With the hyper attachment.
Gotcha.
I'm not a really big fan of the hyper attachment. I think I would prefer like the strap.
Okay.
But
what don't you like about it?
It's just too awkward. So I don't know, like sometimes my feet the gap between the rollers or the pads is too big. Okay. And sometimes depending what type of shoes I wear, some might work, some might not for this. But it just feels like awkward. This is the BodySolid leg extension, leg curl. So I'm gonna.
Well, hold on. So why does it say Rogue on the bottom?
Because it used to say BodySolid, but it started to come off, so I just have a sticker and I put it.
Okay, I was like, wait, what's going on here? All right.
So what I like about this one more than the Elite FTS or any other one is that you can recline the seat.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And make it like a legging prone leg curl.
Okay. Nice.
So when I want to use it, I just pull it forward and then I recline the seat, and then I can do lying leg curls.
So let me ask you this, because you used to do like bodybuilding. Like what I did when I was looking for stuff, and I know a lot of guys who are into bodybuilding did, and that's who I was getting advice from when I started my home gym, is they basically, bodybuilders go to a bunch of different gyms all the time, right? And so they were like, and the reason they do that is because they like the machine at this gym for chest, for example, but they like the machines at a different gym for back. And so they'll have like 6 gym memberships. But then if you see a bodybuilder who's putting together a home gym, he's looking for machines that are like what he found at the public gyms that he liked. So did you kind of go with that same approach when you were buying the equipment for your house? You're like, okay, I know kind of what I like, and so I'm going for those particular brands? Or did you just buy it from Rogue and say, well, I know that they have a good reputation and we'll just see how it goes?
I wish I would have known a lot of stuff that I currently know that I didn't know when I started with my home gym. Okay. Also, a big issue was the availability. Like, getting equipment was really hard. So I would just get what I could. And I got these locally, and I paid overpriced for it for what it's worth. Wow. But I didn't really know about Rogue, Titan, Rep, all of those big brands until I started getting more involved in the home gym stuff. And then there's a lot of stuff that I would do differently if somebody would have told me about it. So I really like seeing that if a person is trying to start a home gym, that he or she should research all of the different options that are currently available, so they don't make the mistake. I'm a pretty advocate about the buy once, cry once, because I had to deal with a lot of bad decisions that would cost me money trying to resell them and then buying the other stuff. But I'm pretty lucky I bought these during the pandemic and over time, because if I would have bought all of these right now, it would have probably cost me twice or more what I pay for it.
All right, so let's look at this multi-station here.
So this is the Inspire FTX functional trainer. As the leg extension, the leg press, and the functional trainer, I got these because they were the only ones available.
Do you like it?
Yes, I do like it. It's pretty smooth, and for what I use it, it's perfect. I only use it for accessory work. If I really need to go heavy, I have this 300-pound stack that I can hook anything on the top. But for cable curls, for biceps,
flies,
triceps,
and whatnot,
flies, it works because I don't need a lot of weight. I think it's 150 or 185 pound stack each, but it's like a 2-to-1 ratio, so that divides by 2 the weight. But I haven't needed to increase the weight. Also, you can buy the pins from Bear Steel or from other companies.
Or from Gym Pin, Bear Steel's right there in Ohio with you too.
Yeah, but these are not rated for more. So I'm pretty sure people have done it before. It's just that you are risking the safety or the...
Well, I think that the thing I like about the Bear Steel product, and I did a test of the Gym Pin versus the Bear Steel. That video is also here on the channel. But one thing I liked about the Bear Steel is that it's heavy. So if your stack goes, 10-pound increments and you want to go 5-pound, you can just put the pin in, and that gives you kind of like what you have with the what you call the, not plate mate,
micro gains.
The micro gains, yeah. So you get kind of the same effect.
Yeah. So this is the latest big purchase that I did. This is the belt squat Rhino from Rogue. So it works perfectly. I really enjoy doing belt squats. So I switch between belt squats and leg press
as like your accessory. Do you go just by feel, or does your coach say, hey, okay, last week you did this, now this week we're going to switch to the other one?
He normally, like, I change like kind of like a program every month. So sometimes 1 month I do belt squat and another month I do leg press, but I only do it like once per week.
Gotcha.
So, but since the belt squat is newer, like I've been doing more belt squat.
It's a new toy, of course.
Those are the Rogue machine plates in a vertical tree. I think I have like 600 pounds of pound plates. So 45 on the bottom, then 35 on the back, 25, 10, 5, 2.5, and 1 1/4.
Did you ever try to get any 100-pound plates?
They don't sell this kind of Hondas. I know they sell Deep Dish and others, but to be honest, like I don't know. Like they will be too heavy to carry them around to machines. If I get 100 pounds, I think I would get the Rogue 50 kg plates, the black ones. But I don't deadlift that much to use them right now.
I mean, honestly, the thing, so I have one pair of 100-pound plates here at the house, and I usually use those for something where, so let's say I'm deadlifting and I'm doing safety squat bar, and maybe I have most of my plates on the deadlift bar. I'm like, okay, I don't want to take all of these plates off to go load over here. It's just in the interest of time. So I can put the 100-pound plates on. I don't have to put as many 45s on, to get to the thing. That's basically because you put 2 on, you're already at 200 pounds. And then my SSB is 65 pounds. So if I want to go just 265 for like good mornings or something, I can just put the 100-pound plates on and put the collars on and I'm done. So
Yeah.
that's this. It's like a space and time saver for me. Okay. So what else do you have in there, man?
So I have a normal treadmill and then the Peloton for cardio. Okay. And then my office where I work from home.
Oh, nice.
And then just I'm finishing this. So I'm
all the important stuff is right there.
TV there, yeah. A couch is on the way, and then
nice.
A TV over here.
I think you have the shortest commute I've ever seen from work to the gym ever. You have the shortest commute from work to the gym ever, man.
I spend a lot of time down here.
I understand. Yeah, well, hey, your wife always knows where to find you.
Yeah.
So, man, I love your home gym. I think it's just like, I promised you guys that this is going to be an epic home gym tour. Is there anything that you want to show us that we didn't get to check out?
I think I show you everything. The only thing that I wanted to talk about is that, so mostly all the people use horse stall mats and probably they hate me right now because I didn't use them.
Okay.
One reason that I didn't use horse stall mats is that I was trying to save height.
Okay.
But I also didn't know about the horse stall mats. And that's, again, that is why I wanted, I wish I would have known more.
Gotcha.
About all of that stuff. So I actually went with the interlocking Home Depot Traffic Master Black with Blue Flex.
Okay.
It actually works pretty well. Like it's heavy duty. It's
right.
Like it's more expensive than any other flooring, but I was already half of it committed. So I just actually finish it. Yeah.
Well, to be honest with you, man, I mean, horse stall mats are only important, like for where you're going to be putting the bar down, like for deadlifting, and you have a deadlift platform. Like I said, my first job was at a gym, and we didn't have rubber mats all across the entire floor. You had them underneath the equipment where it needed to be used, so like anywhere like the weights were going to touch the floor, the rest of it was carpet. Because it was like an anti-fatigue thing. Because if you just stand on horse stall mats all day, your legs will get tired. Whereas if you have certain kinds of carpet, then it makes it a little bit easier to kind of keep your leg. So I was working there, so I was there all day, right? So with the carpet, I didn't get as tired because I'm walking around, and I'm not just standing there. So I'm walking around, I'm spotting people. It's like I was like a spotter loader at a meet. So I'm spotting people. I'm unloading weight because people will forget their weights on their plates on the bar. I'm unloading weights. Some people, if they come in and they know that, we would have to give them a tour and show them how everything works. So I'm loading weights for them and everything else like that. And just imagine it's almost like standing on concrete if you are standing on horse stall mats all day. So I think that actually what you ended up with is actually really good because it's probably anti-fatigue a little bit since you are down there all day. And then I would imagine it feels a little bit better if you got to stretch, because in my gym here at the house, I have to roll a mat out for when I want to do my stretching post-workout and stuff like that. I can't do it on just a horse stall mat. I'm not that tough. So I roll a mat out to do that kind of stuff. You don't have to do that, So I think it works well, especially for the kids too. Horse stall mats are not really, like kids will play on it, but as my kids have gotten older, it's like you can skin your knee on a horse stall mat, you know what I mean? So I think it looks good. So I know everybody wants to be able to follow your training and keep up with you, especially as you get closer to your meet. So let everybody know where they can find you on social media and how they can follow you.
So I actually have a home gym tour on YouTube that I did a couple of weeks ago. But you can follow me on Instagram at Strong Jose. And then also, if you search Jose Gonzalez, my name on YouTube, I think it can pop up with my the YouTube video of my